Everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. This is going to be part of the Sorare Road to Glory series because I am going to be talking about some very pertinent information going forward with the club. This is just going to be a gallery review. I'm not too sure what the thumbnail is going to look like. I have no idea exactly how I'm going to format that so you guys understand what's going on, but I want to quickly run through kind of what the gallery has seen in the last, maybe month. I did say I was going to make this video a while ago, and we have purchased some new cards. We have sold some cards, so we'll go through that a little bit. But first, I just want to talk about the 3 seasons that are coming up for the European leagues, obviously, like Euro Contender, Euro Challenger, Euro Champion. Most notably is in the next week with the Olympics, we have some really good pickups that I think I can get away with kind of doing what I did with the Euros and the Copa, playing a couple weeks and then dishing the cards away. Reason being is under 23 cards hold their value very strong. So in saying that, if you have an under 23 card that is playing in a certain, like in the medals, I don't even remember what it's called, we can look right here, in the medal special, and he's very important to the team you're playing, I think it'll have a benefit to the market. It'll have other cards rise and stuff, so we will be able to sell some cards. And luckily enough, we picked up 2 cards that will be used in under 23 this season that are obviously they're European. So we will just go to new. I'm gonna do the medal specialist first. So as you can see, up till here, I believe, is our medal special cards that we bought, right? So Kakubo plays in the Juniper League for I don't even know how you say it, to be completely honest with you. Saint Trudence. So he was at Benfica. He is Japan's starting goalie. Obviously, he hasn't played. That's why he made the move. And it's going to be really, really nice to have another under 23 goalie. I think he could do very, very well. And I think he can also do well in this medal special. I think Japan are always a great young team. Excuse me. Going forward, Enzo Milito, speaks for himself for Stuttgart. He's going to continue to, build his rapport with them. He's starting for France's under 23 squad as of now. And I do think $12 for this card is unbelievable due to the fact that these cards have risen ever since the new, cards have come out. Even some of the classic cards have done really, really well. So I think for him during the season, if he starts doing well, we could maybe be looking at a $25, $30 card. And if we want to take the profit just because he's kind of averaging out what other people are outputting, I should say, that could work. And then the rest is going to be, well, actually, no, sorry, the rest is not. We did get Bade. Great card, great center back for Sevilla. Not under 23. I believe he's under 24, but or not under 24. I'm pretty sure he's 24. I just think he's in the lineup due to the fact that you're allowed to have, 3 or 4 people. Picked him up for basically around his asking price right now. A couple other cards we traded, who is Hiraki. And then, yeah, this is just, I really don't want to try to pronounce these names, to be honest. But again, we do run a lot of Contender through the K-League and the J-League. So, it's really, really nice to have these K-League cards. Obviously, I thought we had more Saint Truden cards, but this badge and that badge look really similar. So I bought this guy thinking I was going to get a collection bonus, and I'm not, which is unfortunate. So, yeah, that's what that is. I want to go into exactly what actually, the 4th one is going to be under 23. I want to talk about that first. We have a plethora of cards. Most notably, like I talked about, Leo, and then Kavlinka made a move to Osejic. So he's going to be their starter. We picked up his in-season card just because I think my plan is to buy some in-season cards once they're out of packs and, you know, they kind of not go down, but they're not like overhyped. We didn't get anything. Hopefully, you know, we get the 10%. We just got, we didn't get another card. We got some essence, which was really unfortunate. We did pay a heavy premium. We paid $57. I do think he could be that expensive during the year, but he's a card that, you know, hopefully if we do well, we're going to make the $57 back and we'll have him for a while. In saying that, the other recent pickup was Suzuki. He plays in, is it the Danish league? I think he plays in the Danish league, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he does. Super League, yeah. Very, very good card. Scores extremely well for a youngster. I thought I saw on transfermarket.com that he was linked to a move. We can actually look at that. I do kind of want to, you know, get some more analytical with you guys. I think it could help the series out a lot. Which way do I gotta go? This way. So take a quick peek. Plus, I want my videos to be a little bit longer. We have been getting some really, really good views. So last video almost hit 500 views, some decent engagement. So it's always good to change things up. If you guys didn't like this, you know, just let me know. So I can't remember what I said, what I read in here. Yeah, I think it was, just based on Kubo. Like, you know, he's caught the attention. Mind you, he's super young, right? Like, kid's 22, he's playing really, really well. He's definitely going to get a move at some point. It just depends on when. Picked up Mike. $1.50 is going to be a backup for us. Again, I picked up some collection bonus for RKC. No, that's not what I wanted. I do think he's a decent card. We do have one collection bonus, and once these cards, kind of start to maybe drop a little bit more, once they lose their 5% bonus, which should happen soon, we are probably going to pick up one or two more cards just in case RKC do well. Obviously, we got Vassin as well for a goalie. Where'd he make his move to? Because he doesn't play here anymore. He plays for... I think it starts with a G. Yeah. Groningen. FC Groningen. So yeah, again, going to be some good collection bonus. We definitely could find... picking up these cards, I've spoken a lot about it on Reddit, a couple threads, just saying, like, do people think it's a good idea, maybe to put $5 towards getting, a 50 bonus to even get to 2%. And then if any of these, you can look at these cards previous and see how they've done. Maybe this guy's $2 right now, but, did he score well? He scored average, very average, actually. But that's just kind of my thought process when I was buying some of these cards. My apologies, went too far. And yeah, that's just what I was looking at. A lot of collection bonus. So let's continue on under 23. We haven't even scratched the surface because these guys I bought with Messi. Messi will be sold relatively soon. So under 23, we have two goalies. We have to start because we'll get both lineups, right? So 7 goalies, that doesn't count because half them don't play. 18 defenders, 29 midfielders, 23 forwards. Obviously the likes of Honda, another card that can play in Metal Special, which is really, really good. Mikel, probably somebody that we should look to sell. It might not be a bad time. $4. We did a weird trade, paid $4. Yeah, none of these were really worth a heck of a lot. Kang, when I bought him, was heavily touted, but he left and now plays for Suwon. But yeah, when you looked, under 23, kind of bought him in and around here and got some good scores out of him, but He's no longer there. Who else? Who else? Rosales, steady Eddie for me. He's been unbelievable. Tapia's been good. But it's just the inconsistencies, like, very weird, like very, very weird. I guess maybe he plays for. Why does it only have that game? That's weird that there's only one game there from Copa. But like, as you can see, right, a lot of our cards are like flooded. Our gallery is flooded with these K League and J League cards that I was just so hyped up on. We got some Brazilian League, a little bit of MLS. We do have some just kind of cards sitting in here, but they're not new. I've probably talked about them at some point, but that is under 23, right? So not a bad spot to start. We're going to start in Champion because Contender is going to take us a while, and this video is already 11 minutes, so I kind of just want to go through it, touch on some big things, right? So Reef, I'm 90% sure. Yes. Okay. So we got us moved to Brighton, which I think could be really, really good. Obviously, they have a young coach. I think they run a great system in, bringing up young players. Obviously, Faranoid's a very good team. And big teams in non-top 5 leagues normally produce talent that goes to larger clubs. I don't think that is always the case when it comes to the Prem, right? Brighton have been pretty decent, mid-table, can go on a bit of a run. Obviously, the injury wasn't a big problem for me, just because he's had, since April to, repair it and stuff. And then obviously, under 23 and Bade, we already talked about. Bade, whatever. Gazagna for Girona is going to be phenomenal, I think. Girona's kind of, the real deal now. And I think he can score very, very well for us in La Liga. And he was kind of cheap. Like, we're up on him. We only bought him for 19, which is crazy. So, right, if he does really, really well, if he stays healthy, I hope, knock on wood, it'll be great for us, because if our champion lineup is not doing very, very well and we're just going to want to sit in Contender, or maybe we want to, get another, challenger rare or a couple challenger rares to, bolster and move towards having a bigger rare gallery, that could help. And then we have the two Brest boys, Castillo and Lala, who had the most insane comeback season of all time. Like, this man played so solid this year. Most notably knowing that because I play FC24 and, just looking at special cards, promos, stuff like that. Just that was the reason I bought him. $4, you can't go wrong. Might have a couple seasons left. He's gone to some pretty obscure clubs, just like random transfers. Olympiacos was one, I believe. And then where else was he? I don't know if we'll find it quickly. No, Olympiacos, what I was just talking about. Am I missing something here? That's tough. Okay, this was it. Yeah, so maybe it was just Olympiacos. Anyways, Castillo, another one. His scores are not great. I think he's more so gonna be, hopefully, kind of like a helping hand. You might get lucky, but it's $3 in Champion. That's not the end all be all. David Dobrik, linked to Atleti. So he's going to go to Atletico Madrid. And if it doesn't happen, he's still going to absolutely dominate La Liga. He's, very prominent talent, scores really, really well, which is awesome. Same with Gakpo. Again, a great card that we actually won from the Euros, which was super cool. I think he'll have a better run of form this year. I think the Euros really showed that, he's a player that I think, Liverpool need to kind of fit into their lineup a little bit more. He needs to be a starter. And he's young, right? He's kind of their future going forward. He's kind of going to be the guy. Matthew Ryan is a weird one. We spent a lot of money thinking he was going to stay at AZ, and he made his interesting move to Roma. Not sure why. Roma's got, is it Sylvester? I don't know. Is it? They have like a 23, 22, 23, 24-year-old goalie. So, he's not going to be doing anything. Fall, again, not going to do much. Sano made a move to Frankfurt. Really, really cool. Really like that. Under 23 as well. Scored really, really well in the J League, so we're hoping for that. And then Tuta, this is a weird card. I always thought I was going to sell him, but again, for Frankfurt, he could do bits. We could play him alongside Sano. Sorry, Mainz. He didn't sign for Frankfurt. I figured when I looked at Tuta, I saw the different logo. We still need to pick up a couple more cards. That's why the funds I'm gonna sell, I'm looking to pick up some cards before this goes into effect in 7 days, right? So even if we look here, discover new cards, a lot of these cards are down now. We could, potentially start buying up some of these cards. Hopefully getting lucky with, packing some other cards that are in kind of intertwined. But you will see our contender lineup, I'm pretty sure, is very, very stacked. Edson Alvarez, tough one. We have lost him for a big majority of the season due to his knee injury in the Copa America. It really sucks because, he scores well enough that I can keep him as a sub. And then Caleb Wiley, no idea that he was transferred into Champion. I didn't know is he a Chelsea product? That's crazy. I didn't know he came from Chelsea or transferred there. I actually want to look at that. That's kind of elite. Just do that. Very, very cool. Very cool. If we look at that, end of loan. Wow. No, wait. Oh, okay. So this happened yesterday. Didn't know that. Most definitely a card that we will look to sell. He's going to continue to go up. He's probably going to sit around $6 anyways, so we could sell him for that just because. Played decently. Had some pretty mid scores this year, but it is what it is. He's okay. I guess this is where it started, sorry. But yeah, like through the middle of the year, played okay. It is what it is, but yeah. So I kind of just want to talk about what I think to end off each section. We are going to just establish what the lineup's going to be. So goalkeeper is Paulo. Defender is Bade or Lala, depending on matchups, how the team's been doing defensively, right? The starter in midfielder is kind of weird. It looks like it's going to be Castillo, unless Weaver is going to get a lot more game time. I don't know until then. And then forward is David Dobrik, and we are also going to play Gakpo as well. I'm not going to be too shy on playing two forwards in a lineup. I think it's not a bad idea, especially because they play for the best teams. They get the most involvement, a lot of the time, I will say. When your team's got 70%, you're probably going to have it in the last final third. So, yeah, that is Champion. Let us go to challenge. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm going to cut this. This is a one take. That's it. So Challenger, we talked about a couple guys. Picard we picked up. Oh my God, I got to stop clicking. It's not here. We picked up for KV. He's their starter for $4. Even if he doesn't start, I'm not too chuffed about it because we already have two goalies. I picked him up in the event we can play a third denomination or a third league. We're not gonna have any in season, which sucks. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Anders, I'm surprised this guy hasn't made a move anywhere big. Insane card, like just absolutely ridiculously insane. Sosa, this is a weird one. I don't really understand why he's at Ajax, because he doesn't play. Like he just like this is like it's too inconsistent um for his kind of play style. I believe he was um Stuttgart. Yeah, was that last year? Yeah. Interesting. Like it's kind of like a weird spot. Vander Bush, picked him up again. We picked up a lot of the RKC guys. Scores really, really well. Plays well. 28, not bad. Puteris and McAllister, great for Union Saint Berlin. Puteris is like Putieras, sorry, is phenomenal, especially at the end of the season. He really picked it up. Great card for the midfield. Challenger, I really prefaced because, like, if you look, I have a lot of randomness to this lineup. St. Clair needs to go. Rosales needs to go. These are all cards that we picked up that do sell, that perform, that we just like. I don't need. Like, I don't have any use for, and we're more than likely, going to be buying guys in season. And depending on under 23 lineups, we only have 2 goalies, so we do have a decent amount of under 23s. Cards might stick into random places, especially in Contender. So a lot of my under 23s might come from Contender, so I can play these under 23s in their respective, denomination. Amari Fernandez, I'm really trying to get rid of. Like, he was great when I was running a cap 220 side at, an average of 45, but he had a little stint where he was good. Doesn't really play for Colorado. Yeah, and then that's kind of what we're looking at. Nobody. Oh yeah, a Dowie. Okay, I did not know he signed for Fortuna. That's a really good thing because he had some very, very nice scores during the season. Bauchi, this guy dropped off the face of the planet. Like, it made no sense. He was, consistently getting decisives, throughout the year. Did really, really well. Come January, end of the season, missed a ton of games. Played decent, like, randomly, and then bang, didn't play for 8 weeks. Pretty brutal. Also, my under 23 guys, anybody who is like 22, still has 2 years, I'm going to keep. But everyone else, I'm going to get rid of. Like Lima, I can't get a collection bonus for him. He doesn't really, like, he was selling, then he wasn't selling, so I might just try and use him in a trade. Alberto, I believe, is 22, so he might have another year, but $7 is kind of hard to pass up on when you can break even on a guy who really hasn't done much, and I don't have any collection bonus on him. He's level 10, which isn't bad. And then Adson has been very, very good. Like, very solid for a forward who's pretty young, playing on arguably the worst team in the Brazilian league. So, going to be listing some guys. Obviously, we have to, kind of make some pros and cons at who we think is going to be, worth selling and not. Also, I have no idea if you guys like it. Change the overlay. Wanted something a little bit different, something a little spicy. Let me know your thoughts. If it looks weird, it looks weird because I'm not changing it because it was super boring before. So download for free and then made my logo, put it up there. Just wanted to make it a little bit more appealing. Last but not least, clicked on the wrong thing here. Yusuf for Alanyaspor. Yeah. Weird. I can't remember exactly who got transferred out, but if we look, we'll probably figure it out. I could have sworn when I was looking at this, unless somebody transferred in. I bought him because I thought maybe he might overtake Teskiren. I don't think that's the case. And then if we go here, I don't know if there was anything about him that I was looking at. So no. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the rationale was for buying him. Wait. I didn't buy this card. When did I win this card? 19 days ago. Oh, did I craft this card? Dang, I didn't even realize that. I thought that would tell me. It doesn't? Or maybe it's because I don't have pro. Yeah, I don't have any insight. I'm an idiot. Weird. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I can't really remember what we won it from. But whatever. Moving on. Going into contender. This is just a complete and utter kind of clusterfuck right now, honestly. Pardon my French, but yeah. Boyd Munch, great card for us. We won him 6 days ago. So he's, decent. Then we get into the rare side of things. We talked about Kevlina already. We picked up a decent amount of rares. Povinic, for Paderborn, great, awesome, really, really good in the sense that, he's going to be their starter, and I think he could do a little bit well, do a lot better than he did this year. And in rare, you might get lucky. The biggest thing, I bought him super early. We traded $15, and when I sold these cards, Lee Ji-hyuk was not selling. So he was worth less than $19 to me. Same with Kurokwa, however you say that. Franco's nothing, and then Jaehee's nothing. So 15. So basically, I am so beyond in the green right now. This card is just absolutely pumping. So now we own a card that's $120, and the minute he starts and plays, we've locked it in. It's unbelievable. Plus, obviously this card was the one that sold for $128. But again, if I wanted to sell this card, I'm basically 3xing my money. So that was a good investment. Now, not talking about investments, looked at some, teams in different leagues. Sencrease for Burgos, decent last year. Mid-table team, mid to high table. He'll be good. Sakil. Oh my gosh. Sorry. For, Ajaccio, again, decent midfielder. I don't need anything crazy because I think just based on how we're playing in contender, I think we have a chance every week at scoring around 300 points. A lot of the guys we have are scoring decisives. As long as they're playing, we got a chance, right? Calvo, again, decent, nothing crazy, but, he gets the job done. And I didn't buy, anyone super, super old. I think 30 is the oldest. We did buy more, experienced veteran players. 27 is the youngest. And again, for Paris FC, he does a job when he plays. He's now playing a lot more now, so I'm just kind of hoping. Obviously, we're probably going to have to buy a couple cards during the season, but just waiting to see what that will be. Mario, we bought early on, just kind of waiting for their season to start back up. He's our backup. And then Melkerson was a weird one. Highly touted prospect for Strom's God set, but might also be worth selling. Because it's tough. He doesn't sell because he's not covered by Sorare, or not covered by Sorare. There's only so many players covered in the Norwegian league, and it's almost impossible to get a collection bonus on this guy. However, I think he will be good. He's young, so that is kind of my rationale behind it. Got a rationale for everything, right? Mendy we picked up. I guess we won't talk. Let's just talk about the limiteds. So Mendy we picked up. We have the Peru League for a while. I think we're going to keep these three guys. Dominguez as well. I think I'm going to play him for a couple more weeks just until I start looking at other cards, because a lot of these cards I'm going to be swapping and trading. I'm obviously going to ruin some collections, but because I have such a high collection bonus, I have no problem buying back the big cards, like Leo Sarah, like cards, like Yangwan Lee, a couple of the other Sorenzo Saka boys. I am going to sell them because I think it's better just to take the money and start building into, maybe some Kane or whoever the hell he plays for. I don't even know. St. Mirren. So that's kind of the way I see it going. A lot of these guys are probably, like Shankland we bought for the Euros. Guy was the greatest forward in Scotland this year. Absolutely banged in everything, and guy can't get a start over Shea Adams, who did an absolute atrocity at the Euros. Didn't perform. You have a guy who's clinical all year. I understand the competition is a little stiffer, a little better. It doesn't take away from his form. His form going into that Euros was undeniable. It was incredible. But it is what it is. He doesn't sell for anything right now, but he is probably going to be worth around $10 to $15. And then we have all of our random cards that we've been using throughout. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to see any European League cards as we go down. We have a goalie, which is nice, like a Euro goalie. I don't even remember his name. Yeah, Stankovic. So we have him, which is really, really nice. Contender's going to be weird. I might stay away from building lineups in Contender as much. I think Contender's really, really good for the Asian lineups, because there's so many teams to play. I think I don't really want to go into the championship and stuff like that. It's a little bit better doing it when you're buying cards on loan for good prospects on championship teams from the Prem, vice versa with all the other top leagues. So my Contender gallery is going to shrink, and it's going to shrink fast. But yeah, that's kind of everything. I think we have a couple more rares. Braithwaite had his move to, where is he going? Olympiacos. It fell through. Now he's going to Grêmio. So he will go to the Brazilian league. I think he's going to do absolute bits there. And because of that, his rare card's going to go up, and we're just going to, swap him out for someone in Contender. Most likely, I might get a Paderborn player in. I think, I might look to get some collection bonus if I can, or even a little bit. Not 100% sure, but this is the rare lineups. Again, we have Sherant, Dairy Sherhant. I don't know how to pronounce it. If he ever decides to play for Berlin, more than a sub, if he gets that chance, it'll be really, really good. But other than that, that's all for the video. I do need to sell some cards. Obviously, Messi getting injured in the finals of Copa really hindered his performance, because I need him to come back to the MLS, dominate, and get anywhere close to 70 to 80 bucks. It's going to be tough now. I could keep him for another year, but I don't think the card is going to be worth $100 that we paid for. So we'll see. I think my bottom dollar, 75, 80. If someone's watching this and you want a Messi, just because you're a collector or a whale, it doesn't have to be money. It can be cards, but I do want a decent value because I know he's not worth $50. The guy is literally a decisive machine, scores 100, all the time. So it is what it is. We might wait a little bit more. That MLS ends in December, I'm pretty sure. So, we have 4 more months. I think I'm going to look to sell maybe in October. I think that's kind of going to be where my point is. But yeah, I do have a bottom dollar for him. Everyone else, if you're watching this video and you just want to skip through and find when I talk about selling somebody or selling, types of cards you want to make some offers, I'm very open. But obviously, do not send something stupid, because I'm not even going to counter. I will just reject it with no ifs, ands, or buts. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me get these videos out to you guys, and I really enjoy making this content. Yeah, that's all. We're not running a giveaway for a little bit. I hope the mic's not super loud. I've been tinkering around. We have a new face cam. I don't know if you noticed that. We bought it for when we go to France in a month. And it has a mic on it, but I didn't want to use it. But I might if it sounds a little bit better. It will be the mic I use when we go to France, so it'll be very interesting to see. But yeah, other than that, I'm probably going to run a giveaway the start of the European season. I'm just going to buy a card and give it away. So I am waiting for Twitter to process my subscription. So if you want to help me out financially over on Twitter, the link is down in the description. We are going to run certain giveaways over there where you're going to have to be part of my going to have to be a subscriber on Twitter. They might go well, they might not have anybody, and then that giveaway will probably be nulled, but it will be for a card. It will be for a card that has some value. These cards are about $1 to $2 in the giveaways now. It's mostly just for collection if you get lucky. Those will be $5 to $8-9 cards that are usable, and will help some people out who don't want to spend the money, because my subscription service on Twitter is $1. It literally is only $1 to have that. And then there's some other things you can go over there, read about it. So yeah, that is everything, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Presty out. Peace.